Bonjour tout le monde. We have finally made it to our last module, and hopefully it's not going to be too painful. We're going to put a real focus on fashion. We're going to learn a couple of grammatical things, but keep it fairly light. We've really jammed through a lot of challenging lessons this semester, so I'm so proud of all of you for making this far. This is really when you need to have the discipline to put time aside to make it to the end of the semester, because we are at our most tired, we are at our most stressed. And so what do you need to do to be successful by the time we get to the end of the semester in a couple of weeks? And if that means reaching out to me so that you can catch up on some of your work, I highly suggest that you do it now and not wait till the last minute, because maybe I won't be around at the last minute. So just something to think about, and also to give you a little hope and inspiration that this last module isn't going to be too burdensome on you. So what we're going to be talking about is asking people their opinions and preferences. So a common way to ask someone's opinion about something is to ask, qu'est-ce que tu penses? Or qu'est-ce que vous pensez de? So the first one, qu'est-ce que tu penses, is the informal, and qu'est-ce que vous pensez de? Okay, so qu'est-ce que tu penses de tatouage? What do you think of tattoos? I just asked you in the informal. Moi, je pense que dépend, mais j'aime bien. C'est très créatif, aussi très artistique. So me, I don't mind them so much. I think they can be really jolie et belle and creative, pretty and creative. So if I was going to ask somebody that in the informal, qu'est-ce que tu penses? What do you think? And so des tatouages, of tattoos, de le cours de français, de la prof. You could add anything to the end to ask somebody's opinion about them. In the formal, qu'est-ce que vous pensez des piercings? So what do you think of piercings? Aussi, moi, je trouve bien. Je trouve ça bien. I find they're fine. It depends. And it's a matter of préférence pour la personne. So it's a matter of preference for the person. So I really don't have too strong of an opinion. But these are possible answers when someone says, qu'est-ce que tu penses de? Qu'est-ce que pensez-vous? Je trouve ça beau. I find it beautiful. Je trouve ça joli. I find it happy, pretty. Je trouve ça affreux, laid, horrible. I find it awful, horrible, ugly. C'est une question de goût. We're missing our little accents here, but it's a question of taste. C'est une question de goût. This is more slangier. That you would hear. C'est génial, moche. It's great, ugly. C'est très tendance. It's very trendy. Je ne suis pas trop tatouage or piercing, moi. I'm not really into tattoos or piercing. Je ne suis pas trop désert. So when you hear that, note the expression je ne suis pas trop can be used in any context. Je ne suis pas trop désert. So what do you think that means? I'm not really into desserts. Moi. To ask about someone's favorite people, places, and things, use the following construction. Quel est ton gadget électronique préféré? So what is your preferred electronic gadget? Moi, je préfère le iPhone, je pense. Le iPhone est mon gadget électronique préféré. Quelle est votre actrice préférée? Je sais pas, mais mon actrice préférée. Oh, my lights went off in here. Préférée et j'aime bien Emma Stone. But look at how this is changing. Can you see maybe why? Quels sont tes restaurants préférés? Moi, le restaurant Chef est mon restaurant préféré. Quelles sont tes fêtes préférées? Moi, j'aime les fêtes. I love parties or holidays. J'aime tous les fêtes. So note that the form quel, like the forms of the adjective préféré, show number and gender agreement, but are pronounced the same way. So préféré here, 4 different ways, depending on. I might have an extra e here at the end. Fix that so it's not too confusing. But it has to do with whether the object you're talking about is masculine or feminine. So the gadget électronique would be masculine singular, so you would just end with an e here. Actrice préférée, well, now this is feminine singular, so you would add an e. This next one, quels sont tes restaurants préférés, you would have the s because it's masculine plural. And then the last one, quels sont tes fêtes préférées, you have the extra e because it's feminine and plural. So, whoa, beaucoup. There's a lot of details there, small things that absolutely drive you crazy. But the good thing is they all are pronounced the same. So that's one less thing you have to worry about. But that goes the same thing for quel as well. So the same thing. This is masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural. And so it has to do with the objects that you were talking about. So today's lesson was pretty short, and actually the activity you have with it as well isn't too mind-blowing. So I really wanted to give you a different cultural perspective and highlight African French culture, French African culture. And so you guys are going to listen to this podcast. That's around 40 minutes, and it's going to talk about le sap or le sapeur. So hailing from Central African cities of Brazzaville and Kinshasa, sapeurs have become increasingly recognizable around the world. Since the 1970s, sapeurs, le SAP, short for la Société des Ambianceurs et des Personnes Élégantes, have been known for donning technicolored 3-piece suits with flamboyant accessories like golden walking sticks and leopard print fedoras, and then catwalking through their city streets. It's a really fascinating podcast, and one of the reasons I like it so much, because oftentimes we really highlight just French culture from France. And this is really highlighting a very specific African French culture from the Congo, who was colonized by the Belgians, and the Belgians wanted them to look more European. And so it really delves into racism, it delves into history, it delves into fashion and resistance and self-expression through resistance. And so I just think it'll give you a broader view of how far-reaching French culture is and how people grab that and change it into something of their own, especially if the French culture was forced upon them like it was in the Congo. So hopefully it'll introduce you to something you may be familiar with or not familiar with, and so give you a broader perspective of French culture and history. And so hopefully you will enjoy that. So keep in mind, you'll need about 40 minutes to listen to it. So that is part of your cultural lesson today. Have a great day and bonne journée. À la prochaine fois. Till the next time.